everybody, it's the Gnome, and welcome to your new DCAU update. And if you can see by the title screen, it means that we are talking about the newest installment in the DC animated films library, not the other one. And we definitely have an interesting movie to talk about because it is once again a film that was a mini-series on the CW Seed, and it was turned into a full-length animated film, and of course it is produced by Gregg Berlanti, who has given us the Arrowverse, and it involves his characters from the Arrowverse, and it is Freedom Fighters The Ray. So, a little bit of a backtrack. This is based around a crossover of all of the Berlanti DC CW television shows from last year, where everybody encountered this alternative Earth called Earth X, where Nazis were officially in control because of the fact that Hitler won World War II, and the Nazi regime took over the entire world, including the United States. And this time around, in this universe, they are actually using those that we know as heroes in Earth 1, like Supergirl, The Flash, and Arrow, to do the bidding of the Third Reich. And this film involves the Ray and his band of heroes standing up for justice and trying to fight and take down this regime. So I was interested to see where this movie was going to go, especially considering the fact that the Ray is one of those DC characters that has been around since the 1940s, but he has never truly been one of the more popular characters. And seeing him in the live-action crossover episodes with Earth X, I was very curious to see how they were going to give us this story in animation. So it's a little bit different. This is about the Ray from Earth X, unfortunately dying as he is crossing over to Earth 1, and he gives his doppelganger in Earth 1 his powers. So the Ray is learning how to use his powers, so it's sort of a little bit of an origin story. So this was definitely a fun film. It is not one of the best, but it definitely has some really good moments. There's a lot of very lighthearted comedic moments, some not so great action sequences, but still seeing the Ray discover his powers was definitely an interesting thing because he does have very interesting powers. The voice cast is good because we have a lot of people who have already played these characters in live action. We have Russell Tovey returning as the Ray. We have Melissa Benoist playing Overgirl, who is the doppelganger evil version of Supergirl. We also have Carlos Valdez playing Cisco Ramon, aka Vibe. We have Danielle Panabaker coming back as Caitlin Snow. The one thing I was not too thrilled about was they didn't get Stephen Amell or Grant Gustin to play the Flash or Green Arrow. I was really upset over the fact that they weren't willing to do it this time around because I feel that it would have worked a lot more with the flow of the story. However, the voices that they got to substitute these two guys really did a decent job. Also, this movie has a lot of social commentary. This is an animated film that discusses things that we don't often see in animation. We see things like a Muslim woman receiving hate crimes in her neighborhood. We see the Ray trying to make a speech for LGBTQ rights because of the fact that he is actually a closeted gay man throughout the entire movie, and he is having a hard time coming out to his parents. We even see him in an open relationship with a boyfriend, which is something that we do not see in animated films, and it was not preachy. That's one of the few things that I'm very happy about. The fact that Gregg Berlanti doesn't make his topics that revolve around these types of things extremely preachy. He actually makes these characters very human. He actually makes them very relatable. It's very good to see the fact that he is willing to go in those directions because that's really the way I feel that it's supposed to be. And it makes me still relate to these characters, it makes me like these characters, and it doesn't make me feel guilty about being a straight white male. So I really did appreciate that. Those elements of the story also move the plot very well with him discovering himself and discovering his powers, because that's one of the few things that I love about a great superhero. The fact that he has to appreciate himself before he actually gives his life, God forbid, to save the lives of others is a wonderful thing. And I also really appreciated how the film ended. It was definitely something that I sort of saw coming, but not necessarily something that I was disappointed in. But there still is a lot to be desired. It wasn't as exciting as some of the DC films that I have seen in the past. When you take a look at all of these new films that are coming out in this new library, there are some good ones, but not truly great ones. And while I have loved ones like Batman, The Return of the Caped Crusader, and of course Batman v Two-Face, I just wish that we're going to see a little bit more of these, but I'm very excited to see the next installment, because it is another one of the Gregg Berlanti universe characters coming. I'm not going to say what it is, but let me just put it to you this way with a little bit of a tease. Maybe you can figure it out. He will be arriving just in time for Halloween. So I am extremely excited to watch and review that movie. So if you haven't seen Freedom Fighters The Ray, I would definitely recommend you at least give it a watch once. It might actually be something that you enjoy, and I'm actually very happy to have it in my collection. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let's discuss Freedom Fighters The Ray, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.